Today I stand before you insulted and in disbelief by this racist and insensitive and disrespectful bill. Clearly, many of you don't understand systemic racism in America.
You are putting a profession above those through the Edmund Pettus Bridge, Stonewall, women's rights. All of us have to prove discrimination. You are disrespecting all of us. Do you understand me? You are disrespecting all of us.
There is absolutely no data to support this bill. Not 1 ounce, zilch, nada, of data that shows police officers as a profession in and of itself is discriminated against. However, there is plenty of data which shows that there are police officers who are discriminated against. That is, if they are black, LGBTQ, or women.
The very police force that refuses to listen to our communities and commits violence towards us would now be able to accuse us of a hate crime for criticizing them. This is very much a retaliation bill because we stood up for ourselves. And you can't shake your head and say that it's not, because that's what you wrote.
We know that Commissioner Ryder spent all of last year talking about how peaceful protests were, how no riots occurred, how almost no arrests happened. So as we've heard over and over, there is no evidence, no basis for this bill in reality. And as we've heard time and again, we know that this is because you're afraid of your upcoming campaign, Josh. You don't know where you stand with your constituents. Look around the room, Josh. In the words of the notorious B.I.G., if you don't know, now you know.
I can't change the color of my skin. Neither can any of the black folks here. But yet, a cop, if he or she feels that this is dangerous for them, they could quit.
You know, I explicitly mentioned my race earlier because as a black person, I am insulted by this bill. I was born into this skin.
Trans people are not a protected class in Nassau County. So I know that I'm not worthy of protection here, or respect, because all of you voted on it, so there's a record. Meanwhile, the police became a protected class in 2019. I'll remind you, police work is a job. I don't stop being trans.
You have the audacity to make a mockery of people who have lived a lifetime of oppression because of their race, religion, disability, gender, sexual orientation by reinforcing an occupation, a career decision as a protected class.
You have a chance to make it right. You have a chance to send this law back to committee. You have a chance to have the Office of Minority Affairs come back and give you an impact assessment. And in that impact assessment, you will assess that this law is not good for people that look like everybody behind me.
This is a bad bill which each of you should vote no. And you know who else does not support this bill? The acting District Attorney of Nassau County.
And in my humble legal opinion, it is the most pernicious bill this body has ever proposed.
Hate crime laws are meant for historically oppressed minority populations. They are meant to protect people who have not been protected by the law. The police officers here, they'll be the first to tell you that they represent the law. So let's make it more simple. Hate crime laws are meant to protect people who have not been protected by the police.
I have held hands as verdicts have been read, and I wipe tears when a person is told that the crime that destroyed their life won't be charged as a hate crime.
That person on the phone with me at 3 a.m. has no other redress. Police officers do what I've learned in school is the best way to learn something is to hear it over and over and over again. And you have heard over and over and over again why this bill shouldn't go through.
And there's never a wrong time or a too late to hear criticism and say, you're right.
And if you want to fight, I'm built for it. Be prepared. We're built for it. How dare you
appropriate centuries of struggle by oppressed peoples and abuse your authority to cheapen those struggles by offering, no less passing this bill. If you want to bring our society to its knees, give that power to the police so they can shut us down. Because we've only asked for justice. We've never asked for vengeance.
Point of order. I have a point of clarification.